Hi guys, welcome to our new video. So today's topic is system.out.println. As we have already discussed this in our first program, so we will be discussing it right now in detail. So by system.out.println, by system, what do you mean to say is a Java class, and it's a final class variable in Java lang package. And then there is out. What do you mean by out? Here is a static member field of system class, and you can and it's also an instance of a print stream class. So this member, this static member in system class is of type print stream. Okay, so it will be declare something like this in the system class: public static final print screen out. So out is an instance of print stream type that is available in the system class, which is a predefined Java class. Okay, so one more thing, print stream is also a predefined Java class which is in the package of java.io. Okay, and what is println in this statement? By println is basically a public method in the print stream class, which is an overloaded method, you can say. Okay, because it is overloading the various data types, and accordingly it will be calling various data types and printing like integer, character, or strings, something like a boolean. So printing the values according to the type of data type we are passing in it. So it is an overloaded method in the print stream class. Okay, so it prints the argument passed to it, and also add a new line after printing the argument, or after printing whatever we have passed into the braces. Okay, into these braces, or whatever we have passed, it will print it, whether it's an argument or whether it is some text or something like some string. Okay, so by ln, what do you mean to say? After printing the argument, after printing something, it will go to the cursor will go to the next line. If we do not add a print ln, we write directly print, then the cursor will not go to the next line after printing the output on the console. Okay, and further we will be discussing this in the detail also. So print ln or print, both are the methods into the print stream class, which is a predefined class into the Java. Okay, and both are overloaded method, as I have already told you. And the overloaded methods, what do you mean to say? The methods which are having same name but having different signature or parameter. We will be discussing this in detail further, but if but I'm just giving a small brief, or you can say brief of that here, so that you will be able to understand what are overloaded methods. What I mean to say is, we can pass any kind of argument into the println, some array element name, or some string name, or some integer name, and it used to print the values. So we can pass anything, it will use to print a value, but the method name is println. So that is why we are calling it as overloaded method. Whatever we are passing, it is printing. So but the method name is same, so these kind of methods are called as overloaded method. That is, method name is same, but the type of input parameters or number of input parameters can be different. Okay, so it used to differentiate based on that. Okay, and then as I have told you, print stream has various overloads of println methods that are invoked based on the type of argument passed by the user. For example, integer, strings, or double, float, whatever the type of argument we will pass, it will call the that particular overloaded method. Okay, but but as you know, the println is the method name is same, but if we pass integer, it will return integer value, it will print the integer value. If we pass string, it will print the uh, string value on the console or something like this. Okay, so that is why we called it as overloaded method. Then a small summary of what we have discussed till now. So out is a system, out is an static member in the system class, which used to call the various overloaded println methods of printstream class as per the requirement of within the program, whether it's an integer argument passed or double argument passed or string value passed, something like this. And then as you know, out is a static variable in system class, so we called it as system.out, that is class name, then dot object name. Okay, so we can access the static variable directly by system.out or by the class name directly, because it is a static variable, so we can call it as system.out. And println is a method in the printstream class, so we can call it as we call it using the some object of printstream class. Therefore we used we have created the method called out, instance called out, sorry. So therefore we have created an instance of printstream class dot, that is out. Okay, so we used to call it as out dot println method. So to access the println method, we have made the out of printstream type so that we can call it. So let's just discuss this in detail in our example. Like firstly I will discuss the second example about this. Like if we are having some static variable of string type, that is s name, having the name of class name as student, having the name of the student, you can say Sham. Then if I want to get the length of the s name, that is Sham, then how I will access this? Using the class name, because it is a static method, we can access it directly. So student dot object name, then length. So length is a method predefined in the string class. Okay, string is also a predefined class into the Java, like printstream is a predefined class into the Java. So similarly if we are having some instance called out of printstream type which is static, like here we are having s name of string type which is static, then how you will print it? System, that is class name, then out, that is instance name, like same instance name or object name, then length, which is a predefined method into the string class. Here we are having println, which is a predefined method into the printstream class. So I hope you will be able to understand this in a better way now. And let's look into this another example, like using inverted commas and plus into the system.out.println, and how we used to print the arguments within you can say system.out.println. Here we are having a class, then we are having a main, then we have declared the string name as Sham, then we have printed the value called hello, so it will directly print the value hello. Then we have printed the value as string, as you can say, given the text into it as friends. Then we are having the output as friends, but you can see there is no new line between these two lines, because second one is print statement. Okay, so the output of the program is print hello friends. So if it is something like this, then it should be something like this, because we are printing the hello friends into one line. Okay, so here if we are printing the value or you can say statement of hello friends into one line, if you want to print, then we will use print here, because it will not, the cursor will not go to next line, and it will goes to the same line. Okay, so if I want to print hello friends, then it will print something. We will have to write system.out something like this. Firstly we will have to write the print statement hello, it will print the hello, then it will not go to next line. Okay, then we are printing the friends, then it will print friends. But here we have mentioned ln. Okay, so here we have mentioned ln, then it will give the space after the friends. Okay, then it will give the space after the friends, then the cursor will goes to here before my. Then we will be printing the statement as my name is Sham. Okay, my name is equal to Sham. Then how we will print it? Whatever the text we want to print it, we will keep this in inverted commas. Then we use the plus operator or add operator and give that string name into these, that is we are passing some argument in which our name is there, that is Sham. So my name is went to the output, then the name will get print, because we have added this argument here we using the plus operators. Okay, what name? String type name Sham. Then we will be printing some exclamation sign into the inverted commas. Okay, so we are joining these statement by inverted commas, because we are having some value of name which we are passing it here into our arguments. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please hit on a thumb button, and please share this video. If you are having any doubts, you can comment it out, and please subscribe this channel for the further updates. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much.